wood signs. So let me just get this last one open. I'm going to do this one with you. Let me move this stool so I don't trip. Oh, shoot. I didn't want to do that either. Okay. So it had 3 signs. I'm a little late because I just opened it. It's been sitting behind me forever. That's why you see stuff. This is actually weighing down my sign. This is clamping the sign here. I'm going to move this though. Let me get this one undone. Richard gave me this big old clamp, you guys. So I'm going to switch this. I'm going to put the clamp on this one because I got the glue setting ahead of time. And then I'm going to show you the third one, and hopefully the first one will be done. Okay. So this is what it's looking like. I'm taking this sign and I'm adding a rail to it. Well, this one doesn't have 12 inches on it. I'm adding a rail to it like this with glue, and then we're going to use the supplies here, the ribbon and the mesh right here from the box for all 3, because all 3 of them coordinate. I want to show you how to, this can be used for lots of projects when you're doing the 12 inch, okay? Hi everybody, hi Mom. So I'm so happy you guys are here. Share, share, share. So let me get this moved out of the way. Is my glue gun's plugged in. So this first one I glued with my liquid nails, and it's already setting up. Hopefully it's done by the time I get this one done so I could do that one. This one here, I used DAP, and it did what I put extra on it, and I kind of moved it around a little bit, so some of it is kind of coming over the edge here, and that's what I want. Although, let me just move this. Yeah, let's see. Fine. So I'm just going to set that one to the side. If you see this little metal thing sticking up, that's what that is. This one almost set up, so I'm going to set that one over here so you can see what I'm doing. And Nancy made a new, look at how cute these are. Kool-Aid painted these little cherries. Nancy made a new candle base kit, and she wanted me to show you guys. So if you're into the candle bases and you love our little kits, there's a cherry one that is listed for you to grab. Okay.
Oh, there's a new wreath rail kit too.
And there's a new wreath rail kit. The
Seize the day.
Seize the day. Squeeze the day. Squeeze the day. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. This sign, if you have the box, you got the 3 signs, you got the mesh, you got the ribbon. I'm leaving this on here for the hanger part because it's already set up that way. No reason to take it off or to redo it. So taking this sign, and it's gonna be super easy. I recommend the liquid nails because this is gonna give a firm hold. If you've seen my past videos where I use different signs, there's metal signs, there's other signs like store-bought signs, something you would get at like Hobby Lobby, and you want to add a rail to it. This is a standard rail. This is a 12-inch size. If you want a big sign, there's past videos that I did on my Facebook page and my blog showing you that. I prefer this. This is you get a lot in this. This is 4 fluid ounces just from the hardware store like Lowe's, Home Depot, whatever. Probably Ace if you have an Ace hardware. And my tip got all dried up, so all I do is like toothpaste. I just take the cap off, and this is still usable, and that's what keeps it in good condition. So what I'm going to do is I'm lining up my sign right here, and I'm looking where I'm kind of like centering it on the rail because the sign is probably 10 inches. Let me see. Yeah, the sign is 10 inches, rail is 12 inches, but I want to go the width of the sign on the top part of the rail here. So I'm just going to take that, and just like toothpaste, I'm just going to put this on here. I'm smearing it around. This is making a mess. I don't care. It's mine. If you guys have a better way, do it your way. Then I can always just wipe it off. And then taking my bunny sign and placing it right on the glue. Now, that's where I want something heavy. So Richard gave me 1 clamp for that. So I'm using my water. Let me grab something else heavy to hold that down, okay? And I have something here. And you're just gonna weigh it down. You want that glue to adhere to the sign and the rail, okay? So liquid nails, perfect, love it. It's liquid nails, and it just comes in this tube. I did cut this off and start using this a while back. I put like a screw in there and it got dried up. Just twist this off and it's like a toothpaste tube. And then this is just the cap. Because it's all dried up here, it just keeps it. You guys, I've had this for a while and I still haven't even used half of it. So every time I use it, you guys, I've used about half. Every time you see me use it, it's here on the page. Okay, so liquid nails. Now this other one with the egg, I used DAP. This is super glue. This is the Bonds Virtually Everything. That one I love. Same thing you can get at the hardware store, wherever, even Walmart. I'm pretty sure this is at Walmart too. That DAP sets in 30 seconds and cures, like fully cures in 30 minutes. This liquid nails, I'll probably leave it overnight. This one I just did, we're gonna test it and see if I can get away with this lamb here. But that's it. You just set it up. Let me see if I can hold this up without it moving. This is what it's gonna look like, okay? I did line it up to where the bottom of the sign is with the rail right here. And it looks pretty even. I just want it to be, have more pressure on it, so I'm gonna move this. We're gonna change this around. I'm gonna move him over there, and I'm gonna move this over here. So it's just gonna sit there. Let me see. You can see it. Yeah, you can see it on on the front camera. So this one, I do want it to set up a little bit more. This has the super glue on there. So we're just gonna move this one over here. And then this is the first one. I should have done this earlier. This is the first one, but I can see that it's pretty, like there's no gap between the sign and the rail here. So we're just gonna hope for the best, I guess. And hopefully it doesn't come apart, but you can take any sign and make it into a wreath. And that's what we're gonna do down here with the wreath drill. That's a 12 inch, okay? Water. Okay, are you guys ready? So, I'm only gonna use this. And if you watched my live yesterday, no, not yesterday. Yesterday was peanut butter. The day before I did the 12 inch and I showed you how to do the mesh with only 5 ties, and you're not gonna cover a lot of the sign. That's why I wanted to do this, because I wanted to show you how to use these 12 inch pieces, or these 12 inch rails, and get the most out of your mesh. If you do the math, if this is 10 yards, it should have 360 inches of mesh. If I'm doing 5 ties on my 12 inch at 10 inches each, that's only, 50 inches. I should get 7 projects out of this one. So that's what I'm going for here. Now, when I did the 12 inch the other day, I'm gonna put the pipe cleaners on here and then show you how to do this, okay? You wanna know where to get these 12 inch wreath rails? That's our business. We make and sell wood cutouts for crafters. So I'm everywhere, Hot Mesh Mom. You can just look it up, social media, my website, hotmeshmom.com, the store, shop, Hot Mesh Mom. So, And the 12-inch is perfect for like cubicles, office doors, maybe inside your house. Where else? Wherever you have like a small space that you want to put something, but you don't want a big wreath. You can put a little one, a little baby one. Okay, here's the last one that I'm going to hold it up to you. I'm really trying not to move this around too much because I don't want that sign to pop off. Because that would suck. Well, thank you, Nancy. I have my fan blowing on me. It was rainy the other day. I know someone said something about the weather, and now it's beautiful. It's like 80 something degrees. Oh, my laptop says it's 75. So this is what it looks like from the front. This is what it looks like from the back. You see, normally I go here on the outside, but I came in a little bit because I just want a little bit more coverage, because the way I'm going to put the mesh is going to cover the ends anyway. So that's what it looks like. Okay. Let me angle it in a way that you can see. And then that's what the front looks like. So now we have our 5 ties on there. Let's open our mesh. Ooh, and this is so pretty. What is this? So this is wide stripe fabric mesh, lavender, mint, and light pink. It's 10.5 inches by 10 yards. And this came from Deco Exchange. I am in his Damon's supply box, monthly supply box, and this is one of the boxes. So I have a cutting mat, my cutter. I'm just gonna start cutting 10 inches here. Now I could do all, I'm gonna move this, all of the cuts, but when I do the first one, you guys will see how you can get this set up, especially if you like batching your projects and you have your 12-inch rails. You can sit here and cut all your pieces for all your 12-inch rails and do, you know, all of them in a row, scrunch all the mesh, cut all the ribbon, do all the ribbon, and so, you know, so on. So all I did was take my mesh and I'm gonna ruffle it on the cut edge. Ooh, and this is so soft. Right down the middle. There's a stripe on here so you can kind of get the middle. You can make this little bow tie. I like to fold my mesh to where the ends are kind of curled in. Right here where this part is where you ruffle, I'm gonna fold it over so it looks like this. You're gonna have this little nub. This is gonna go right in your twist tie right here. About an inch, just we don't want it popping out, and then twist it off and put that on. And then I'm gonna hold this up and show you what this is gonna look like. And it's gonna look like this. So that's how the ends are gonna be. So I'm gonna do the ends, and then I'm gonna do the second one in. So this ruffle here is gonna kind of lay on this other one. And then the middle is where we're gonna put a bow. So that one's gonna be a little bit different. So let me do the other ones. So ruffle down the middle. When you have a stripe, you can just like follow the stripe. It's not a big deal. Jordan used this mesh today. Ooh, it's very soft. I don't know what he said about it. I didn't watch his live. So the same thing, fold it over, do your ruffle, fold it over, and then put this in your tie. And this is why I scooted this end tie in a little bit, because we're gonna have enough coming on the outside here. And you guys, for shipping, this is gonna make it a little bit better for you to ship, so you don't have to use a big giant box. This will still fit in like a 16 by 16 box, and you're not gonna squish it. So flip those in and then fold that over like this. Now this is not a flat wreath either, because we do have some poofiness here. So this one, this ruffle here is laying on top of this other one here. If you like cutting your materials ahead of time, before you do this part, you could do your ribbon, because then we're gonna have to move this out of the way, but it's not a big deal. Let me fix that. Fix that. Let me do this last one and then I'll hold it up and show you. Same thing, lay it down. I'm ruffling on the cut edge to the cut edge, a nice little tight ruffle. Fold it over. Oh, make sure this is going in. Fold it over and then put that right in your, oops, right in your tie. It got away from me because I turned it around. Let's take this right here. I don't know if Deco Exchange has this mesh. I don't know if it was exclusive to the box, but when you guys are making your pieces, don't get hung up on like this specific mesh. This one has so many colors in it, you could really just use a solid color mesh too, and it would work. So if you can't get this mesh, look at other colors in your project. All of these have pink, purple, and blue, and a little bit of green, so you could really just get away with using a solid mesh as well. So this ruffle, I'm not gonna fold it. This is gonna go straight in right here in the middle, okay? So this is gonna have, you're gonna see a little bit of a gap on here, but when we add the bow and start doing our ribbon tails, you're not really gonna see too much of the below. Now look at that. See how that looks? Just that right there covers it too. Now I did not pull out any florals, but because we have some flowers and greenery here, you could really add a few pieces. I mean, to all of them, all three of them. This one has some flowers and greenery on it. That big clamp, and then the bunny is very similar to this. So this is what it looks like. The two on the end are coming out this way. These two are coming out this way, and then you have that middle ruffle. And even with value mesh, the mesh really doesn't, like, it's not covering your piece. Look at how far down we have this, even though there's no words here. Such a great way to use just a little bit of mesh. Hello. Let me take another drink. Hi, Veronica. That mesh is nice. And it's soft too. Okay, so now ribbon. So let's say I did all of my gluing ahead of time. Everything's good. It's all set. I'm taking a chance with this guy. Normally I would wait 24 hours. So if I glued everything today, I'd come back tomorrow and cut all of my mesh. So I would have 2 more sets of 5 cut at 10 inches and doing exactly what I did here. 5 ties, the 2 and 2, you're gonna fold it over, put it in there, the middle ruffle, and then ribbon. So with the 12-inch piece, you can really get away with doing 10-inch tails, and that's what we're gonna do. So let me open this one too. And then we're just gonna make a cute little bow. I don't have another ribbon handy for, well, I have a pink. I do, I lied. I have something on the end of my table that's gonna go. I'm gonna use it just to show you how to do the bow with the 3 ribbon. So this ribbon and that mesh was in the supply box. This was not, this is from Sam's, but we're gonna still use it. So tails. When I do my projects, I normally leave 1 tie where I don't put tails. So I only need tails for 4 ties. So I only need, ooh, this is interesting. That's pretty. So I'm gonna do 10 inches. I'm using my tail board, my ribbon tail board, and I only need 4 of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, like I said, if you do all the projects like in a batch, then I would just do 4 times 3 is 12. I'd cut 12 of these and get them all set up to add all the ribbon at the same time. Okay, and then fold this over, dovetail it. I'm gonna dovetail over my trash can here so the little pieces don't fly everywhere. Well, they still flew. Do you guys have any questions? Ooh, stop that. So dovetail, you're just gonna fold it, cut it at an angle like that. So there's my 4. One, 2, 3, 4, and then we'll do a bow with this and that third one. So this would be a fun project if you guys do any like family craft nights, or if you do crafting parties, or even making stuff to sell in your craft booth. If you do shows, or I mean in your own store. Because you could be out, like, even at the grocery store, there's always the home decor section. There may be a sign that you want. And because we have 4 different sizes of the standard rail, you could really add a rail to any sign and make it into a wreath. Okay, so there's that. I just dovetailed the end of this, both of those. Put this away. My eye is itching like crazy. And because I have 2.5 inch and 1.5 inch, I'm gonna put the 2.5 inch down first, line it up, fold it over, get that middle piece, that middle crease, scrunch this, ruffle it, whatever you call it, straight down the middle, put this in here. Now, one thing I do want to add is some tubing. Tubing did not come in the box. I don't think Damon likes tubing because he does not use it very often, but I love it. Oh, this one got wonky here. Let me fix this. This got cut off weird. My little dovetail was flat. Let's see if these are. No, those aren't, just the one. I do have a box of tubing right behind me from past projects. I'm gonna dig through and see what colors I can get. So this is for those that love 12-inch wreath rails and you have your own sign and you want to add a rail to it. But I love the little 12-inch size because it's perfect for smaller spaces. And it's like a great gift. It's really, you make it yourself. You like doing handmade gifts. I know we have some ladies that just love creating for their family. Okay, one more. Hi, Brandy, thank you. Linda, the mesh is from Deco Exchange. It was in this last month's supply box, I think February, because it wasn't this last box that we got for March. I hadn't opened it until recently. Ooh. But you would just look for, what is it called again? It's white stripe fabric mesh. It's really soft. So this is what it looks like. I'm not fluffing out my ribbon yet. Let's get some colors here. I have this blue. Nope, because that ribbon is that color. I have this pink. Yeah, let's just do this pink. You can see it's a mess here. Let me find, there's one end. We'll just do this. Oh, there's the other end. There we go. It's like spaghetti. So for the 10-inch size, you could do 18 inches. So I'm taking both the ends, bringing it together, using my mat, measuring my 18 inches, cutting it. I only need 4 pieces, so I just cut 2. I'm going to do the next 2. And then I still have this whole piece here for another project. So take your tubing, bring it together, and you have this little bow tie that's going to go right in your tie here. Now I don't have anything else to add to this, so I'm going to twist this off a few times and then get my cutter, my wire cutter, and I'm going to trim the pipe cleaner. So there's a little tiny nub right here, and then I'm just going to fold that back on the tie and make it like you can't really see it. Then you can pinch up your tubing like this at the tie. So you want it to stand up. Fix your ribbon. This is where we're going to open our tails. And this is so adorable. Okay, next one. The pink really makes it stand out now. Everything, the mesh, the ribbon. So when you do your tubing, if you like longer loops, you can pull the tails in so you have a bigger loop. But this little piece, you can just make it kind of even so that ends are the same length as the loops. Twist it off a couple times. You don't want it to come undone. Clip it, pinch it back, and then pinch this up. All I'm doing is grabbing the tubing, see how it's coming up, and making a pinch right there at the tie, so it kind of creases it to where it's going to stand up out of the tie here. And then open up your ribbon. Now, depending on your mesh, if you have value mesh, which is more see-through, you can open up these tails here, your ribbon tails. That way it covers more of that. You'll see when you make it with the value mesh, it's just a little bit more see-through. That's all. And this is what it's looking like. Now we got the ribbon opened up, we got the tubing on there, and then we'll do the other two on this side, and we'll put a bow. We have a troll. Well, he better be nice. Okay, cut. Bend this to the back. Pinch it off. Like crimp it right here. Open up the ribbon. And you'll notice when I put the ribbon in there, it's not like in an X, opening up both ends of the ribbon. It's more like a K, because I want it to come away from the middle part so you can still see the ribbon tails and the bow. So clip it, bend it back, crimp this, open up your tails. This blue is a little stiff, and then you're just going to fix it to your liking. If you see this hanging out, I want the tubing more this way, so I'm going to kind of move that. This one here, I want the tubing more this way. Move that. And look at how cute that is so far. Now, if you wanted to, you could just put another ribbon tail and tubing right here in the middle. You don't have to do a bow. But how cute is that? Here's the back. So we took this sign and we glued the 12-inch rail to that. Now we're turning it into a wreath. So a bow. Let me get, I need one pipe cleaner. Okay. And we're going to do, I'm going to do the flower first. And then we're going to do the pink. And then we're going to do the blue. So I'm right-handed. If you guys see me moving my ribbon around, I like the ribbon to flow off the roll and towards my right. So that's what we're doing. Okay, so, and now I'm backwards. I'm gonna do a 6-inch tail. So I'm just looking on my mat here. I have the measurements. Okay, I'm just gonna do a 6-inch tail. And then we're gonna do a 10-inch loop. I'm just gonna ruffle that together, pinch it, twist it, another 10-inch loop. Okay, and this is where it gets tricky for me. Pinch it in the middle, twist it. Okay, making sure it's all stuck together there in my finger and my thumb. Another 10-inch loop. So I'm doing 3 loops and 2 tails. And then the next color I'm going to do the same thing but opposite. So clip this off, and I'm just like lining this up and trimming there. Now This is where you can, if you don't have grip issues, you can just like place this between your finger like this. So I'm gonna do that, or get yourself a clip. I use a clothespin sometimes, you could use that. I'm just gonna use my hand. Let me move this out of the way. So do the same thing. A 6-inch tail. And all I'm doing is holding it between my finger and my thumb. Okay, 6-inch tail, a 10-inch loop. Another 10-inch loop. Now this is sheer, so it looks like it wants to misbehave. Put that together, right in my finger and my thumb, twist it. Another 10-inch loop. And now this is the same on both sides. You don't have to twist it, but that's just what I'm used to. And then the tail here. Now, instead of putting it in here, now I have 2 loops on top. I'm gonna flip this over so that way the 2 loops are on this other side. And then bring this all together like that. So now I have 2 loops of flowers, 1 loop of sheer, and I'm gonna make sure all the tails are pointed down. See, that one needs to be fixed. And then on this side, I have 2 loops of sheer and 1 loop of flowers. So it's gonna look kind of like that. And then we're gonna put the blue on here. So now this is where it gets tricky. So this, because I'm holding this big old thing in my hand, a 6-inch tail. I have to move this. I'm moving it back to my finger so I can use my thumb. 6-inch tail, and then a 10-inch loop. And this is it. That's all I'm gonna use for this one here. Twist it so all the good side is pointed out. It's like, I have such small hands, they don't wanna hold it. So if you're like me, I wanted to show you this way, but if you're like me, you can use a clip. You don't have to do it this way. Okay, and then that's it. So this is what it's looking like. Now we get our pipe cleaner on there, and then we fluff it out, and then we attach it to our thing. Take your pipe cleaner or zip tie. I'm not a zip tie person. I just use pipe cleaners. So funny. The tubing did make it pop. Would you use? I can't see this. Darla, if you accidentally cut the pipe cleaner before adding tubing, would you use floral wire going from the top step? Yes, you can do that, or another pipe cleaner. So here's the thing too, when you're using it like this, smaller space, there's not a lot of gaps. If you're doing a bigger piece and you find that you have some gaps in your wreath row or even your wreath, you can actually make little bunches of ribbon and tubing and just add it on top of the mesh. So not really here because these are all full, but let's say this was an open spot that didn't have a tie on it. You can actually take your ribbon tails, take another pipe cleaner and your piece of mesh or your piece of tubing and create your own tie. So here's going to be my ribbon and my tubing. So it's like this right here. And then take this and poke this through, like I'm going to do with the bow. Take this and poke this through and tie it from the back. So now you're adding that other piece there. You can absolutely do that. Girlfriend, there are no rules. You do what you want. Floral wire, I'm a pipe cleaner person, so I have pipe cleaners everywhere. There's some zip ties there, but I normally don't use those too much. So now here's our bow, and it's just a cute little bow. Nothing too crazy or, hard to make. If you don't want to use the 3 different ribbons, you can just use 1 or 2 and that's what it's looking like. So I usually don't keep this tie here with the extra pipe cleaner. Now you could do half a pipe cleaner if you didn't want to use this whole thing. I just clip it off and then do the same thing, tuck that little nubby piece to the side. Take the ends of your pipe cleaner here on your bow. Make sure, you know, I want this down because I want my tails down. So here's the bottom. And I'm gonna take the pipe cleaner and go right over the tie. So I've kind of already set up. You can push through the mesh. I like to push through the mesh just to give it some base, some foundation there. I have my other hand on the back and I'm just reaching for the pipe cleaners to come through, and then tying that on there. Now this has no words, so I don't have to worry about covering it. The design is really cute. So you're gonna take this and twist it off. You'll see it's right in line with the other tie. You can clip this off. I usually do like leave an inch or two on there and then tuck this in because we don't want any scratchy parts, right? We don't want our customer's door to be scratched. And then you're gonna come back to your bow, and I like to dovetail, so we're gonna take our little ends here. Try not to cut ourselves. And then you're just gonna fluff this out. Make sure our loops are all full and not flat. We like full loops, not flat, okay? Cut the blue. Let me turn this the other way. So if you have this box and you didn't want to make a wreath with the signs, now you know what to do. Super easy. If you have other signs, like if you're walking through, even Walmart has home decor signs. You're walking through the store, your grocery store, wherever, and you see a home decor sign that you want to make into a rail, that's all you have to do. The concept is still the same. The mechanics are still the same. Take your glue, get something heavy, clamp it down. I would probably do it 24 hours before you want to make your project. So prep yourself the day before. I should have prepped this yesterday, but I was like, oh, let me use these signs on something. And that way you don't have any issues with your glue. Now, I'm in Las Vegas. We have no humidity here, so I don't have to worry about things drying, you know, quickly. But other places where you guys have lots of humidity, you might have to set it in a, you know, a cool, dry place, just so the glue or even paint or whatever you're doing with your piece dries. So, you guys ready for this? This is cute. Let me separate these pink and blue right here a little bit. Even this. And this is why when you look at this, remember that these tails are coming out this way and these tails are going that way on the ties, because you want it to, you still want to be able to see these tails right here. Look at how cute that is. And it already has a hanger on it. Yay! Isn't that adorable? So easy, you guys. So easy. Get yourself some of these standard rails and make your own wreath rails with these signs that you guys get. Now, here's the other two. It's, what time is it? It's been longer than a half an hour. So let me get this out of here. Here is the egg. There's the egg. The same thing. I'm going to use the same mesh. I'm going to use the same ribbon, the same tubing. Now this one with the DAP glue that I used, I'm just going to run a bead of hot glue right down the back. If you want to do that on the ones with the liquid nails, you could do that too. Make sure you're setting it in a place where it's, you know, you don't want it dripping all over. So I'm just right where that edge is. You could also do it on, I got a tail. You can also do it on right here. No one's gonna see this part, right? So I could just take a little bit of glue. It's just added security. Where the rail meets the sign, I'm just adding another layer of glue. You don't have to do that part, but if it makes you nervous that you only put DAP, you could do that part. I'm just gonna hold this so it doesn't drip down. But you see, I just added some glue right along here where the rail meets the sign, and then on the back, the same thing, just ran some glue back there. Hot glue comes off these mats really good, so if you gotta set it down on your mat to where you could just pick it off if it comes, drips off. Now here's the other one. So this was the first one. Now, because I didn't have this weighted all the way, I could see there's a tiny little gap right here. This one was done with liquid nails. This is the one I did with you when I started the live. You could do the same thing. Just run some hot glue right here, even on the edge if you wanted to add some more like grip on it, you could do that, but everything's the same. Take your mesh, and if you bought, this is 3 signs, if you have 7 signs, you're gonna get the mesh for all of them, okay? So I hope that gives you guys some good ideas what to use with your mesh. This is really pretty mesh. So here's another thing. I tend to use a lot of value mesh just because I have an abundance out there. You're gonna spend more money on this, but look at how far you can stretch your dollar. If this, let's say this roll of mesh is $10. I don't even know how much it is. My box isn't in here. Let's say this mesh is $10. Divide that by 7. You're gonna get 7 projects. Doing what I just showed you, you're gonna get 7 projects out of this, okay? Same thing with your ribbon. If you spend a little bit more money on quality, good quality ribbon and do what I showed you here, you're gonna get 7 amazing projects out of that, right? So this is it. If you're new here, I do mostly all of my videos on Facebook, so make sure you follow me on all the things and start making some really cute decor. Now this would be cute at a nurse's station, maybe a nursery, childcare. If you have an in-home childcare, look at how cute that is to hang somewhere, or just if you like to decorate your house, how easy is that? You can make it yourself. Okie dokie. So recap, if you joined late, make sure you watch the replay. I showed you we have a candle base, which is this. If you don't know what I'm talking about, let me grab it. Nancy made this one. It's a base. This is what it looks like. You're adding all your stuff on top for your LED candle. And this fits right in there. You can also put this on a candlestick, or we have some candle-based stands, and her last name starts with C, so she put a C on there. Look at how cute. These are with wood flowers. So there is that, you guys. I will, I don't know what my schedule's gonna be like tomorrow. I have an appointment in the morning. So make sure you follow me on all the things so you can know the next time I go live, and we will make another project sometime.